Hello and welcome to taik18. I'm Mohammad Adnan, and in this video we are going to discuss about the third part of this project series, which is the resource planning. So how we need to consider that, what are the peoples we need and how much time effort we need from them. So to do that, in our previous video we discussed about the requirement and solutions and everything. Now we'll talk about these peoples who are all will come into the product development. So first of all, we need the project manager, and then we also need a solution architecture and data engineer to do the transformation and the SQL jobs, and Power Apps developer, and also Power BI developer, and quality and assurance department head, and the tester, software tester, and the business analyst. So these are the people which we need during our development purpose, and now we need to arrive into a figure of how much time they need to involve in this project and what is the cost for them. So here is manpower. So this is actually, I'm talking about the single persons. So the count is in every year 1 person is fine for this one. Totally we are taking up 8 persons here, and how much time they need here, hours they need. So for the project manager, he has to be available throughout the project, even though he is just looking at the overall. So I'm checking as 40 hours maximum. For solution architecture, it has to be like 30 hours. He has to design this application, and also he need to take care of the security part, also the licensing part. So 30 here, and then for data engineer it has to be like 60, because he need to develop the pipelines and transform the data, and also the SQL tables, views, stored procedures, everything for Power Apps and Power BI reporting. So the Power Apps developer, I'm taking it 100 because it has a lot of requirements to do, and for Power BI I'm just taking it to be 40 hours here, and for quality it can be 20 hours, and for testing it can be like 20 for Power Apps and 20 for Power BI, and business analyst I'm using it at 40 hours. So these are the hours which we need to use for this project. And for an example and how much package they are getting it here, on an average I'm just taking it from ambitious box for this average salary of these particular areas. So the average is like 20 lakhs per annum for this project manager, 23 for software architecture, data engineer it should be like 18, even though they are now adding up more, but still just for a calculation purpose I am adding up here, like 15 for Power Apps developer and 15 for Power BI developers, and quality it should be like 8, and the Q&H 8 is testing 8, and also 8 for them. So these are the figures. Now based on this package, right, how it should be like. So if we consider this 20 lakhs per annum, so every month we approximate work for 22 days, and it should be like 8 hours in a day. It comes around 176 hours per week, per month, sorry, right? So per month. So, and after that, if you consider it to be proposal as an US dollar, right now at the moment it's going up 80, so I'm just using 80 USD rate here, INR per USD. So this is just for calculation purpose. And now if I figure out, like, this is the month, so 20 divided by 12, this is for 1 month, and then this can be, so this should be like, we need to add, so we need to add like 6 zeros to this one, 5 zeros, alright. So if I convert this into our numerical format, this will be easy to understand. So let's add this here and format here and add up onto the next 2 columns, so that it will also apply the same formula here. So here also we are learning an Excel. That's what I am saying here. You can learn many things on this project. So this is how we have now this calculation, and now I'm dividing this divided by 12, which is a month, and also divided by 176, which is number of hours. So we are going to arrive at hourly rate for this particular employee. So now how many hours we need from him is like this into this. So looks like 176 is yearly package and this is a monthly package, and if I take this divided by 176, it's taking up this value, and this is the cost of his in total project. So now this divided by 80, which I'm going to use here for the USD, for USD translation. So this much of USD which I need. So rounding up to this one, we are proposing as 500. So now this is what the calculation is. This LPA divided by lakhs per annum divided by 12 months and divided by number of hours. So we get the hourly rate here, hourly rate, and this is multiplied by total INR, and this is basically USD. This is around USD, right? So if we copy and paste this logic here, it's not going to work because the reason is we need a static value. So to do the static value, you need to F2 to edit the cell, and then you need to click on here and click on F4. So if you do so, it will add a $2 symbols on F, before F and before the 1. So this value will be constant. So here the E3 I don't want to be constant, it has to take the value, but only the 176 has to be constant. Similarly, I also need this 80 to be constant, so edit this here and F4, now constant. So if I copy and paste it now, so here we need to round up this USD, right? So this can be done separately. I'm just copying here and pasting it all the cells here. Now this should work. Yeah, now you can see it here, it's taking the value 15 lakhs from here, and 176 is constant value. Similarly, we have 80 as a constant value. Now looking into this figure, I just want to round it off to be 50 higher. This should be like 650, and this should be like 900, and this should be like 400, this is to be 100, this is 200 and 200. Now adding up everything, you can just click on Alt and then equal to on the keyboard, it will do this job here. And also there is other way, if you select these values here for an example, and if you just keep the last cells selected and then you need to click on this Autosum, it will add up those values here. So cool. So this is the value of the project which you need to work here. And finally what they need is they want to add this margin and also the overhead. So basically company will keep the margin as well, and also they want to keep the overhead. The overhead is basically the rent of this building and electricity and other stuffs what they want to do. So which comes like they want to add up like how many hours they are planning here. The maximum is they are planned is like 100 hours here we have for power up, that's the maximum of the resource. So we are taking up like 100 USD per 100, so it should be like 100 into 100, right? So 100, let me add up here, this should be like 100 into 100. So this is 10,000 as an overhead cost, and this should be like 10,000 I'm adding up here. And the margin, which is like 20%, they want to set up the margin here. So this project is into 20%. I can say if I copy paste here 680, let it be 700. So if I add up these three values like this plus this plus this, so overhead can be just $10. I'm just adding up here, so it should be 1000, so I'm reducing it to be 1000. So this is the project cost of this one. And if you look into this one, the maximum it can go is like 100 hours, which is basically the 3 weeks of the time, right? So 3 weeks is the maximum, sorry, 176 days, like 100 hours. Okay, so the maximum for one single person is like 3 weeks approximate. And if we go through these one by one, because it's not like everybody can jump into the project right away and do the job. It's not like that. It has to go through this initial discussion, so it will take some time, and solution architect, it will take some time, and also the DevOps development, it will take some time, and the data engineer part, it will take some time, and then Power Apps, Power BI. It has to go through like one by one dependency. So we'll look into that, how we are going to add the resource planning into our next video about this one. So this is how basically what we have done, how many resources we have done, but the DevOps things we'll discuss about that in our next video. So this is how the cost we have arrived, and we'll quote this one to the customers, and if they are satisfied with the pricing, they will give us a green signal, and then we'll stop the development. So this is what it is. And now again, the last 3 questions I used to ask in this project is, what new you have learned from this video, which is the best part in this video, and what are the areas which we can improve. So please let me know your comments in the comment section below. I really hope, looking forward for your feedback to this one. So till then, see you in the next video.